Today, as we travel west from the I-5 freeway, we pass by private ranches in Cuddy Valley. This area was known to the Chumash as part of their center of the world. It was the place where their religious leaders gathered their medicinal plants and climbed to the top of Mount Pinos to perform sacred rituals for the well-being of the tribe. We continue to follow these ancient trails to over 8,800 feet above sea level, where Mount Pinos is the highest peak in the California coastal range and perfect for both ancient and modern stargazing. The ancient Chumash were skilled astronomers. They mapped the night sky in rock art. We leave Mount Pinos and journey toward Pine Mountain Club Village along a modern road which closely follows the path of the old road, El Camino Viejo, which was created in the 1600s by Spanish explorer priests. An important link came through our mountains, exiting the creek from the northeastern foothills of the San Mateo Mountains. These mountains were included in the jurisdiction of the Santa Barbara Mission. Many of the native people moved into this mission where the Catholic priests had mixed results in their objectives of converting, educating, and civilizing the native inhabitants. The period of time from the beginning of the Mexican War of Independence to its end in 1821 brought great disruption to the native people as the mission lands were surrendered and the mission system collapsed.
Professor, why are we out here?
We're losing the light.
We could come back another time.
Are you sure we could find this place again? We barely saw this cave this time.
I think we could.
Well, I'm not so sure about it.
Why do you care so much about this cave?
Well, I don't know if it's exactly this cave, but somewhere out here is the cave I'm looking for.
What are you looking for?
Pictographs. And you're the one looking.
Me? You want me to go in there?
Well, yes.
Are there snakes?
Quite certainly a possibility.
What should I do if there are snakes?
You should be careful. Well, are there any snakes?
I don't see any.
Well, that's good. Given the time of day, I'm quite sure they'd be very close to the entrance. So, what you're looking for is pictographs. They would be on the ceiling or the walls, so you might want to roll over.
What am I looking for?
Pictographs.
What are the pictographs?
What? Haven't you been paying attention in class? Native American rock art. And of course, there are various different types. There's pictographs and petroglyphs, and the much more rarely seen geoglyphs. But in this particular area, we'll primarily be looking for the pictographs, which of course are painted on rather than carved into the rocks.
But... But, what are we mainly looking for?
Pictographs.
I know what the pictographs are. I have been paying attention.
Have you? I would hardly guess that you are. Well,
So,
I wanted to know what the pictographs were. You want to know what they are? They are.
yes.
Well, that's a completely different question.
I know.
Typically, they are records from a shaman. They are recordings of visions and other events.
Oh, okay.
Well, sometimes they seem to be attempts to placate a universe that seems to be hostile.
Okay, I guess I can see that. So what do you mean by other events?
Oh, well, the Chumash that lived in this area were astronomers.
Okay.
Yes, all over this part of California are shrines. and observatories where they would track the heavens, and they had names for many of the stars.
Sure.
Well, they would use them to know the seasons, and they kept track of solstices. They would have events of dancing and prayer to ensure that the sun kept on its correct path.
So, such as.
Well, they also noticed events that were rare.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Well, one example would be, I know, at the end of 1823, there was a comet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes referred to as the Great Comet of 1823.
Wow.
Well, lots of comets in the 1800s were called the Great Comet of, and then you just fill in the year.
But still.
Yes. Well, it was noticed that there is a known pictograph somewhere around here in a cave that shows the comet. And when you do the research, you'll also find that something else happened in the world at the same time.
Was there something. I seem to remember something from class.
Yes. Oh, that's right. In February of 1824, there was a revolt of the Indians Mansos at the Santa Barbara Mission.
That's right. I remember. They came in and captured them.
Well, yes, a couple hundred sacked the mission as well, and they ran away to here.
To here?
Yes, they were the Chumash in this area. San Emigdio Canyon was a sacred place to them.
Okay.
But you know the Spanish, well, the Mexicans at the time.
That's right. So what else?
Well, they came out and they captured them.
Oh.
Well, most of them.
Oh.
You know, the shamans recorded that, and they
Did
have
they?
dated some rock art out here to that exact period.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. You know how they knew?
How?
The types of the pigments changed, and the style of the pictographs on the walls.
Oh. Okay. I guess I can see that. But you're not out here looking for more pictographs of the comet, are you?
Oh, no.
You okay?
Nothing's wrong. I just think I must have pulled something climbing up here.
So why did you want to get up here so badly?
Well, I have another astronomical event that I theorized should have a pictorial image in one of these caves.
Like an eclipse?
What? No, not an eclipse. A much more rare event.
What then?
Well, you see, back in 1833, the Leonid meteor shower had dropped a large rate of meteors here.
Oh, Leonids. So when is that?
Oh, November. Well, anyway, back east, well, east of the Rockies, that is, there were numerous accounts of meteors falling that year, and it had been thought that it was a localized phenomenon, but, well, no.
What?
Well, our American history just might have not been knowing what was going on out here in Alta California at the time.
So you're saying that.
Well, the records from this region didn't make it into our history. American history didn't pay much attention to this area until gold was discovered, of course.
What do you mean? Wait. Let's see. In 1833, Mexico controlled California.
And the Mexico was secularizing the region.
And
Lands
then-
were being taken away from the missions and given to the Mexican people.
And the natives, the Chumash,
Were displaced. It is my hope that they will be returning to their traditions and their locations.
are you sure you're okay?
Right.
Are you sure?
Yes. There were some records that the meteor shower was seen here in the West that are considered reliable.
Okay. So you think that it was a big enough event for the Chumash to have a record of it?
Well, yes. And actually, there was at least one group of people here in the United States that was out here. The Walker Party. The Walker Party, that's right.
Like the Walker Pass
Walker Pass, exactly. Up there by Lake Isabella. well, back then it was just the Kern River, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But they had someone with them that was keeping a journal. And it is said in that journal that there was a very specific meteor shower.
So, you think that this meteor shower was recorded?
Yes, I do.
You okay?
Fine.
Are you sure? So, you're up here in the mountains and canyons. You're looking for rock art,
Well, yes.
right?
Well, not just because I'm looking for rock art. You see, the Chumash view in the sky, meteors, shooting stars, Alakiwohoch, were the dead passing into the afterlife.
Wow, that's incredible. So what then, Professor?
Well, can you imagine what they would have thought during a meteor shower of that
Oh, I bet they were real impressed.
With hundreds of meteors falling during an hour? According to reports, it was more than hundreds
There were
of
more than
thousands.
1,000 meteors.
That's right.
Yes.
They could not have ignored anything like that.
Oh, no, no, of course not.
And, well,
What? And what?
well, in 1833 there was a malaria outbreak around the San Joaquin Valley.
Malaria?
Yes. And the native people were more susceptible to it than the Mexicans.
Oh, so then...
Somewhere around 20,000 Native Americans perished from that malaria that year. And in November, I can't imagine what they were thinking.
No.
There were thousands of those meteors.
Thousands of those meteors, huh?
Yes. And the Chumash, they believed in a kind of reincarnation.
So all this time, you just brought me up here so that I can see this for myself.
That's right.
Wow, this is incredible.
After a period in paradise, the Chumash believed that their souls would come back to Earth as Chumash.
Wow, this is great. And to think all this time, I've just wasted my time not knowing any of this.
I'm up here in the mountains, and I brought you along with me to help find that pictograph. Not just looking for rock art.
Yeah.
But I am going to show that they did see and record that meteor shower.
So where can we find it? You okay?
I think I'm having a heart attack.
What? I'll wait. Hang on.
Oh,
I'll
don't.
I've got to call someone.
There's no signal up here.
But I've got to try. I'll go get help.
And how long do you think that would take?
I don't know.
Don't go. Just stay here with me. I don't know if I'm right, but I don't want to be alone.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know, I think you're probably right. I think there's some kind of record that there was such a spectacular meteor shower.
I only wish I'd been able to see it.
You might still.
Perhaps.
Look, it's getting dark.
Oh, I thought it was just me.
No. The stars are coming out. Professor, did you see that? I've never seen a shooting star like that. Professor?